What is going on with OINP or Ontario's PNP program? Almost 6 months have passed and not a single draw has been conducted. In this video, we'll talk about this topic in detail, but before we get started, my name is Madhur Parashar. I'm a licensed Canadian immigration consultant. My contact information and call scheduling link is here. If you have any immigration questions, please schedule a paid immigration consultation call or reach out via email or text to inquire about our paid immigration services. Now let's get started with the video. So for the last almost 6 months, Ontario PNP or OINP has not conducted a single draw. This has made people very anxious because OINP is the country's largest and the most popular immigration program, and their draw used to be pretty large and pretty consistent. So people depended on OINP for their PR pathway. But suddenly OINP stopped and they have not started again for the last almost coming close to 6 months. So what could be going on? In this video, I want to make a few guesses and predictions. So reason number one, it's obvious. Canada's previous immigration minister, Mark Miller, announced a 50% cut in the PNP quota for 2025. So one by one, they announced the number of spots available for each province for their PNP program, and almost all the provinces suffered a 50% cut to their quotas for 2025 compared to 2024. So many provinces received this reduced quota and they modified their immigration programs. They cut some streams, they removed some NOCs, and they started their PNPs again. However, Ontario's quota number was never announced. Why? We don't know that. So until Ontario receives their official quota number, it is very difficult for Ontario government to decide which streams to keep, which NOCs to retain, which NOCs to remove, and how to plan their draws for the year 2025. Because if they don't know how many nominations they are allowed to give out, then it's very hard for them to decide which streams to conduct and which streams to stop and which sectors to prioritize. So in 2024, they had 21,000 nominations. In 2025, they don't know. Is the nomination still being retained at 21,000? Highly unlikely. Is it going to reduce by 50% down to 10,000? They don't know that yet. So in the absence of any quota being announced, it's very difficult to conduct any draws. So that's the biggest reason why OINP has been paused for almost 6 months. So reason number two is backlogs and pending applications. So in 2024, Ontario conducted PNP draws very aggressively, and they invited lots and lots of candidates who have submitted their applications already. Now, a lot of those applications have not yet been processed. There are several clients whose applications for OINP skilled trades are pending for 8 months, 10 months, some are even pending for 12 months. So all those applications still need to be approved. And when they are approved, because 2025 has already started, then those approvals that will count against the 2025 quota. Whatever that quota is, we don't know what that number is. But whenever one application is approved, that removes one application from their quota. So they don't know what their 2025 number is, and we don't know how many of those numbers will be taken away by 2024 applications. And so therefore, we don't know how many numbers will be remaining for 2025. So because of these pending applications, we don't know how many spots will be remaining, and therefore they don't know which draws to conduct and how to plan their draws for the year 2025. The third reason is elections. So Ontario themselves had an election, and federal elections are about to happen on April 28th. Once the federal elections happen, then a new government will be sworn in, a new immigration minister will come in, and probably we don't know what that new minister, whether they will retain the 50% quota for the provinces, whether they will negotiate and increase that quota by a little bit. We don't know what's going to happen. Ontario government officials don't know what's going to happen. So maybe they are waiting to renegotiate with the new government what their new number will be and then start their draws. So because of this political uncertainty also, that is contributing to Ontario's pause on non-OINP nominations. So unfortunately, because of these three reasons, number one, the quota number has not been provided. Number two, there's a lot of applications in the backlog pending. And number three, the political uncertainty and the attitude of the new immigration minister is not known. So because of this, unfortunately, I don't expect that OINP will restart its draws anytime soon. Once these factors become clear, only then OINP draws may start soon, and we don't know when that is. It could be a couple of months, maybe longer, maybe shorter. We don't know that yet. There is some good news and some bad news. The good news is that the officials had at least hinted or stated that they expect to retain or continue all the streams of OINP program. So OINP has 9 streams. Unlike other provinces, they say that they are not planning to cut any streams. So the streams will continue. Therefore, anyone who depends on any of these streams will still have a chance. Now, unfortunately, there is some bad news as well. Number one, if the quotas are cut, then the CRS scores, cutoff scores will be very high. For example, for skilled trades and other express entry linked streams, the CRS scores used to be very achievable, 415, 420, 425. These used to be the cutoff scores. But if the quota is cut by 50%, then the cutoff scores for all the categories will start climbing because of high competition. Number two, because of the very long period for which no draws have been conducted, so lots and lots of high scoring people have been added to the pool, and these people are competing for a very small number of spots. So because of this also, the cutoff scores across all 9 streams will be very high whenever the program starts next. Bad news number 3, even though all the streams may be retained, but even within the stream, the number of NOCs that will be selected may be reduced. So for example, in human capital priority stream, there used to be a very large number of NOCs, including financial managers, human resource managers, and such. So these might get cut down and the list might become very small, and a lot of professionals who were otherwise considered may no longer be considered. Same goes for skilled trades. The skilled trades list was very long, that may also be reduced. So even if an entire stream is not cut, the number of NOCs that are prioritized within that stream may still get cut, and they may only select certain high priority and high shortage NOCs. And the fourth bad news is, if the quotas are cut but all the streams are retained, then the draws might become not so frequent. Earlier, we used to depend on OINP to conduct regular draws every week, every other week, and so on. But now it could become a monthly thing or a bi-monthly thing. And finally, if you're a very optimistic person, then it is entirely possible that Ontario will not lose any of its quota. Why? Because the entire dispute for cutting the quota started because provinces were not accepting refugees. So the federal government said, we'll cut your PNP quota if you're not accepting refugees. But Ontario has not had that problem. In fact, Ontario has accepted more than its fair share of refugees. Most of these people were going to Ontario and BC anyways. So it's possible that the new immigration minister will not cut Ontario's quota at all. In that case, Ontario might start conducting draws very aggressively. On this channel, whenever we know something official, we will be the first to bring you this news. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. My name is Madhur Parashar. I'm a licensed Canadian immigration consultant. My call scheduling link and contact information is on this video. Feel free to schedule a paid consultation call or reach out via email or text to inquire about our immigration services.